With this program right from beginning, and I'm sure the participants will also get benefited with the few things which I want to share with them today, basically regarding storage system, past, present, and future. That's why we need modernization. In this presentation, we'll like to share the importance of food security, India's strength in agriculture, what are the issues and challenges before us, storage practices, basic needs, and why we need bulk storage. You can see that there are people in the world so hungry that even the God cannot appear to them except in the form of bread. This is what our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, has quoted. Ensuring food security by cost-effective and efficient distribution is our national priority. Even Supreme Court in one of its court judgment way back in 2010 has commented that in a country where admittedly people are starving, it's really crime to waste even a single grain. So let us all unite, make best efforts to avoid wastages in grain storage. That's what exactly our motto. Food for all, a big challenge. Even as per the global hunger index, India ranks very poorly, just 107 ranking out of 116 countries in the 2021. Surprisingly, we are below even our neighbors, Nepal, which is at 76 ranking, Pakistan 92, Bangladesh 70, Indonesia 73, and in fact we have to concentrate more on child stunting and undernourishment. By and large, food grains in India are stored in a traditional warehouses, that is your bagged storage, without any use of technology. As a result, produce worth $14 billion is damaged annually, even as 194 million Indians go hungry every day, as per the report of FAO. Now, we have a big challenge. Population is going up and food grain production is not going to that level. So there are only two issues. One, we should increase the food grain production, or second is minimize the post-harvest losses. India has done quite well in production. Right in 50s, we were having just 50 million tons production. And now in the last year, average was 301 million tons. But still we need additional 140 million tons to feed our population, which will be in 2040, around 1.5 billion. The challenge before us is to minimize the post-harvest losses with our increased efforts. What could be the increased efforts? To improve the storage system. This calls for significance of the improved storage structures to provide safe and economical means of grain storage for longer duration. We are the third largest producer of agri commodities next to US and China. India is feeding 70% of world population only on 3% world's arable land. We are the second largest producer of wheat and rice in the world. India is one of the major producer, but accounts for very less for food grain exports. India has huge opportunities to become the world food basket on the back of number of government initiatives and investment opportunities across various areas of agriculture. Now, what is the actual problem? Where we are lacking? Problem is, whatever we are producing, 60 to 70% of the produce is retained by the farmers for its own consumption and use as food, feed for its cattle, and seed. And entire of this quantity is stored in a very poor conditions with a very poor infrastructure. Farmers, as per the survey done, 41% of the farmers are using gunny bags, 18% using bulk storage in rooms without any scientific basis, 11.1% are only using metal bins, and rest 30% have been storing in traditional structures made of your mud, bamboo, stones, plant material, which are neither rodent proof nor secure from the fungal and insect attack. In fact, this is a point where we need improvisation to improve and facilitate farmers for better and scientific structures. Harvest to household losses in our country may actually be more than the grains exported from Australia. Australia's total production is around 20 million tons. Out nearly 85 to 90% of that Australia is exporting to other countries. That is almost equivalent to what we are wasting as post-harvest losses in India. We need to improve farm level storage facilities. We need to improve storage facilities at all levels, even at commercial level. We are still having bad structures. In fact, very few countries in the world, rather in Asia also, very few countries in the Asian belt are still adopting bag storage. We need to switch over from bag to bulk to have better facilities. This type of storage is associated with so many other issues like damages or contamination of the stocks, which creates health issues. Sometimes the stocks are not issued on priority basis. The old stocks are lying and new stocks are getting issued out. That is non-adherence to FIFO. We need to have automation to reduce the storage and transit losses and increase the efficiency of our operations. This is a mind-boggling cost of losses in food grains. Food grains from agriculture production passes through various channels. It is handling at your mandis, then bagging at mandis, transportation, then again to railway goods shed where poor infrastructure is there, then processing and packaging, then to wholesalers, and finally to the consumer. In this entire chain, everywhere the food grains are lost. According to the World Bank report, 1999, post-harvest losses in India amounts to 12 to 16 million metric tons of food grains each year, which very conservative estimates comes to more than 50,000 crores, which could actually feed 1/3 of the India's poor. Even according to the report of the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, nearly 60,000 tons of food grains got damaged and become useless for human consumption between 2013 to 2017-18. You see, mandis, where the stock is coming. Even the slightest rain causes damage to the grains. These wet grains, not suitable for consumption, rather they add to more cost in keeping them and disposing them. Sometimes the cost of disposal of these grains is also very high, and even if this grain which is affected with rainwater or any other system is responsible for causing so many fungus, so many bacteria, and unhealthy food availability to our masses. What is the system we are having? Where we are having the storage capacity that is not fully utilized. And the places where we need storage, there we don't have availability of suitable godowns even. Then, under that situation, it is the open storage are the covered and plinth storage, which is being carried out in most parts of the northern India, particularly Punjab and Haryana. This is that place, due to non-availability of suitable infrastructure, lot of grain gets wasted. You can just see the pictures. Even the lower picture, you can see the there is, because of no space in the grounds, stocks are kept on the railway track siding, which is also getting damaged. You see, even the birds create a lot of problems for us. They not only spoil the grain, but damage it more than 10 times with their excreta, wings, feather, and all that. What is the practices in India right now? Mainly it is bag storage in the standard warehouses. In case the standard grounds are constructed as per BS specification, IS 16144, which is a normal government standard, we don't have any problem. Problem arises when it is stored in the open storage in the form of cap. Bulk storage, the system has just started in India. They are made either of concrete or steel. In some places, even bag cum bulk is also done. We need to have efficient storage system to prevent post-harvest losses or minimize them, if not preventing totally. Present bag storage system, it looks like that. You can see the traditional godowns, outer view where trolleys are lying, inner view stacking is done, and the top sheets are also having translucent sheets where they can allow good source of lighting, so that in fact it's a natural control for many of the pests. This bag system is not considered very efficient because the resultant heavy losses due to handling operations or inefficient handling are quite high. It is a labor intensive system. A lot of labor is required. Multiple handling is there. Multiple handling is leading to heavy losses from farm to fork. Cover and plinth storage is in India, though it is a temporary storage meant for just few months, but at times it is continued for years together, leading to huge losses. Most of these stacks are made of 150 metric ton capacity on a good plinth, but sometimes plinth is not good one, drainage is not sufficient. But this has only one advantage, that it is a low cost, nearly around 25% of the cost of the ground storage. But the losses, if we see, they are much higher in terms of not only grain, but in terms of monetary loss to our country. Additional system, we were having this mud bins. Presently, we are having this bag storage. In future, we need to go for silos, preferably steel silos. Now, I will discuss with you temporary storage structures used in India and other countries throughout the world. There are different types. Cap storage, as you know, it is already, you have seen that. Then flexible silos, bunker storage, prefabricated relocatable warehouses, cocoons, or large plastic membrane bags. I'll discuss one by one. You can see this flexible silos. These type of silos are basically made of butyl rubber sheeting, now PVC coated. Polyester fabric is used, which can have a capacity up to 1000 ton. These silos require very little site preparation, easy to erect, and can be shifted to any place at any time at a short notice. They don't require any mechanical equipment. This is a type of flexible silos are used in few countries. And there is a bunker storage, which is mainly used in countries like Australia. There, this is basically a grain kept in bulk on the road with a very good drainage system, and on sidings they are putting either concrete support or even metal steel support, and on top of it they are covering it with a very thick covering of about 350 GSM. It's a most economical and short-term storage to pile grains right from the harvest time and then reclaim after 9 months, 1 year, normally they are stored. You will be surprised that this type of bulk bunker storage can accommodate even 10,000 metric ton to 50,000 metric ton grains at one place in one lot. You can see this prefabricated relocatable warehouses. This is a sort of tubular steel frame covered by PVC coating, polyester fabric tensioned over the frame, capacities varying from 50 metric ton to 3,000 metric ton. These stores also require very minimal foundations, and the integral base frame can be effectively anchored to the ground. They are again very good system of emergency storage. Now you can see these cocoons. These cocoons are now even being used in India as well. They are light in weight when empty. They can be taken away in your even car or a scooter. The capacity ranges from 5 to 50 metric ton. They prevent insect, water, and water vapor penetration into the contents. They have got tough, flexible, UV-resistant PVC enclosures, modular, fabricated in different capacities. Now even bigger capacities, 100 metric ton or above, are also available. Grain cocoon storage, how this is being done? This sheet is separate on the bottom, then bags are stacked in this cocoon and they are covered with the top of it, and then there is a chain which gives a locking, and sometimes they are claimed as giving the hermetic storage wherein the oxygen concentration gets reduced, carbon dioxide gets increased, leading to no use of pesticides. Horizontal storage structures is bag plus bulk. You know, such structures, what they are doing, they are putting bags on all the sides, and center of the bags is filled with loose grain. So this is a bag cum bulk grains storage done in some parts of China. You know, traditionally, hermetic storage was practiced in India. Hermetic storage is a very old technique, works on the same principle, elimination of oxygen and increase of carbon dioxide, which helps in controlling pests and fungus. Their production capacity gets reduced. Silo bags, which are now also being used in many parts of India, particularly Madhya Pradesh, started about 2 decades ago in Argentina. That's having a capacity of about 2,000 metric ton, but it needs mechanical system of filling it. And these are one-time use bags only. But only benefit is that they can be placed on any ground without any preparation, and they can be kept like this. And the grains are quite well stored without any use of pesticides. The silo bags, waterproof, have a good degree of gas tightness. Same principle, decrease of oxygen, increase of carbon dioxide. They can be considered as a good alternative for storage for up to even 2 years as per the study. Now, coming to what is the basic needs for good storage? What are the basic requirements for good storage? Number one is good sanitation. You know, if sanitation is there, sanitation itself is the best pest control. Then we need to store the grains in dry and cool conditions. Why I am telling dry and cool? Because if you are just drying the grains and keep it in the bag or keep it in some metal container, this will lead to condensation of the grains. And in the bag cargo, we need to use proper dunnage, avoid use of old gunnies. If old gunnies are to be used, they must be treated with the recommended pesticides. Avoid storage of new and old stocks, and avoid storing of damaged stocks along with the sound stacks. Always use recommended prophylactic and curative treatment as per the approved code of storage practices. Never use any chemical or never mix up any chemical because mixing of pesticides in the grain is totally prohibited as per present laws in our country. Management plan for insect control includes three basic fundas. One is your hygienic conditions, that means better sanitation, followed by preventive measures in the form of prophylactic control, prophylactic treatments with chemicals like malathion and deltamethrin. If the preventive measures also fail, then we have to go for fumigation. We are following the system of economic injury level. When that level of infestation goes beyond few, from clear to few, that means more than 2 insects per 500 gram of the sample, we invariably go for fumigation with aluminum phosphide. This is a poor sanitation outside one of the ground, which is an open invitation to the pests. The people say cleaning is expensive, but I say non-cleaning is even more expensive because it will result into, again, cross-infestation of the pests back to your ground and spoilage of your grains as well. What exactly we need to do? We need grain protectants for prophylactic treatments. Incidentally, we are having only 3 recommended chemicals in India, and out of these 3, malathion and deltamethrin are being used. Pyrimidine, though it is approved, but it's not available in Indian market. There are so many molecules available throughout the world, but we don't have any alternative right now until the government approves. And as all of you must be knowing, that we cannot try any new chemical until and unless it is registered and approved by Central Insecticide Board of the Government of India. Worldwide, they are having so many fumigants, but in India, right now we got only one chemical, that is aluminum phosphide. Methyl bromide is used, but it is permitted only for quarantine purposes only. It is for import and export of the grains. We cannot use methyl bromide for normal fumigation. So we are left with only one chemical, that is aluminum phosphide. Best known trademark is CELPHOS, which is an ideal fumigant. This aluminum phosphide is the most popular fumigant worldwide, used in more than 160 countries. And Excel Crop Care, now Sumitomo, was the first company in India to introduce ALP tablets way back in 1967 with the brand name CELPHOS. It is readily available, easy to apply, cost effective, and it got excellent penetration properties. The gas phosphine released from the tablets or the pouches by the action of atmospheric moisture and moisture of the grain is capable to kill all stages of insect pests and has no adverse effect on the ozone layer or even the seed viability. Why the methyl bromide was banned? It was basically banned because it was adversely affecting the ozone layer and it was not suitable for most of the commodities. Safety wise also, this phosphine is more safe. It has got least residual problems. Normally there is no residue, detectable residue, if the chemical is used at recommended dosages. It's available different forms nowadays, in the form of pouches, in the form of chain, in these different forms it's available. It is convenient, safe, and effective fumigant. Now, many people don't know how to use it. Tablets, if you are using, they can be kept on paper enamel plates and need to be manually distributed on the stacked bags if this, and the stack is to be covered by gas proof. Many people have got many myths about its application. They say that gas is heavier, so you put 60% on top and 40% on bottom. No, it's not required. As per the studies carried out by FAO, there is no need to put tablets on top. And even the BAS is going to revise this application of aluminum phosphide that I think in maybe next 1 or 2 months, the new standard will come out. The tablets can be put straightway on the bottom in an enamel tray, in a paper bag, and if there is a pouch that can be inserted anywhere up to the approachable distance. If you are not having wooden crates as done as, then possibly you can put the pouches or paper plates at any places in the bag gaps. For minimum exposure is 7 days, for which after that you can remove. Then you have to ensure proper sealing, proper monitoring of the gas to get effective fumigation. If you are having silos, these silos can also be fumigated using the CELPHOS tablets. What exactly to be done? If the silo is up to 15 feet high, you can put the tablets on top of it in a some gauze, in some case, and if it is silo is of a bigger height, say 2000 ton capacity, like your Adani silos are available, then you need either a generator or a air circulation system to move the gas right from top to bottom and other way around. Doses for this phosphine is on tonnage basis 3 tablets per ton, and on volume basis it is 2.25 gram phosphine per cubic meter. You know, 2.25 gram phosphine means 6.75 gram of ALP per cubic meter, because 3 gram tablet will give us 1 gram phosphine. So to get 2.25 gram phosphine, we require 6.75 grams of ALP. Even sachets are available. They are convenient, easy to apply, but giving the proper doses and maintaining its concentration throughout the exposure period of 7 days is more important for good results. Handling in India was basically started way back in 1959 at Hapur, when this 20,000 metric ton structures, metal structures were created and inaugurated by the earlier then President Dr. V.V. Giri. Now, Adani Agri Logistics is one of the earliest in India to adopt silo storage. Currently, it is the only silo storage operator in the country with a capacity of around 8.75 lakh tons. They aim to have 2 million ton capacity by end of this year. Apart from Adani, LT Foods, National Collateral Management Limited, Shri Industries, Total Shipping Logistic Corporation are building nearly 21.5 lakh tons of silo capacity. Even Food Corporation of India has floated tenders, and they are in the process of creating about 2 million ton capacity in the next 2-3 years. What types of grain silos are there? Concrete and steel silos. Now, which we should use? I think steel silos are preferable under most of the circumstances, except for near the seashore, where due to high humidity that steel gets rusted and affected. Other places, steel silos are economical and more efficient to be used. Even the flat grain storage structures are available in countries like Australia, Canada. They are good addition, and even in a small place of, you see, 2 to 3 ton with operating transportation system, they can store about 50,000 metric ton stocks, whereas for construction of 50,000 metric ton in a traditional manner, we require about 20 acres. Government has also taken a lot of initiatives to introduce bulk handling. They made a national policy on handling and storage of food grains way back in 2000, which aims to reduce storage and transit losses and to modernize the system of handling, storage, and transportation. This integrated system in which they are, this Adani or the agency which have been benefited, they are doing it on behalf of Food Corporation of India. Government is planning to take further steps to utilize vacant land with the railways to make some bulk handling structures. Pilot projects even for rice silos are being undertaken on trial basis. So government is very serious in switching from back to bulk, but the pace with what we are doing, it is very slow. We made a policy in 2000, but still we are at the beginning only. Cost of silos in India. Some people question, will it be costly? Various studies have demonstrated cost of operation bulk was operational in bulk was 40% lower than conventional godowns. The cost in making may be higher, but cost of operation is ultimately low, which can give a good rate of return. Even the World Bank study in India indicated that investment cost of $1.6 million could lead to saving of more than $260 million per year. Without rail connectivity, the typical standalone silo of 50,000 metric ton will cost us around 30 crores to build from scratch. But if you need a silo with rail connectivity, the cost will be around 55 to 60 crores per unit of 50,000 tons. You know, initial cost is definitely high. But when we are having overall savings, you say cost effective, when operational cost is 40% less, how the operational cost is reduced? Cost of gunnage is reduced, labor cost is reduced, even the transportation and storage losses are reduced, consumption of pesticide is not there. Just see all these things. You know, the traditional system was having a lot of limitations, particularly in the unorganized sector. The structure were not centric, not even waterproof. Hooks were being repeatedly used. Non-availability of special trucks were there, because in the wagons also, sometimes you see the railway is providing wagons which were earlier used for loading coal or even cement. If they are used for food grain handling, how much loss will be there? Colossal loss. Below specification switching of the jute bags, leading to pilferage. Poor infrastructure at all the goods sheds, dispatching, or even the receiving sheds. The all factors are contributing towards abnormal losses and ultimately bringing a bad name to us and creating food security. Why we need a modern storage? We need modern storage because we can build much more capacity in the same area. You mean now land is becoming a costly affair, and we cannot afford to provide that much land for construction of storage capacity, because we can manage with bulk storage in a very small space, nearly 1/3 of the land required for bulk storage as compared to land for bag storage. Lesser contamination of grains due to rodents, insects, and other organisms. Operating cost is very low. Labor requirement is also very less. It keeps the grains safer for a longer period, regardless of the climatic conditions. and helps in reducing post-harvest losses, better productivity, better quality of the grains, better efficiency. Efficiency, one rake of 4,000 metric ton can be loaded just in less than 2 hours or maximum 3 hours. Whereas loading of the 4,000 ton rack in a bag manner, we require almost 24 hours. So this is efficiency. It allows easy operation and management for storage operations. Another thing is their sealed silos. Most of the people are not aware what is a sealed silo. They feel it is having a normal system, it is sealed. In fact, sealed silos are those silos which pass through vacuum pressure testing and provide a safe fumigation, no leakages of the fumigants, and gas tight. I mean, we need to have this type of structures. Unfortunately, no standards from Indian government are still available for this sealed silos. I have already requested BIS. They are in the process of formulating Indian standards comparable to Australian standards AS2628. I hope that BIS will come out with a solution in due course. The nature of sealed silo is that it should meet requirements of all seams and joints to be sealed, both from inside as well as outside. Rubber seals made of high density, all openings, pressure relief oil value, able to pressure test silo with air compression. Now, and we are having so many benefits of bulk storage and modern facilities. It is our earnest duty to minimize the grain losses, because food that we have in our plate is a result of immense amount of hard work put in various stages by our farmers, industries who are providing inputs to the farmers. Before we consume it, we should give proper respect. Let all of us promise to never waste food as an initiative and contribute to save food for those of our fellow countries who are hungry. Finally, I wish to conclude with a few words. Acceptance of bulk storage as a concept by our country is required. We need to promote farm level bulk storage structures with immediate effect, which will ease the pressure on even the procuring agencies. It will have double benefits. Once the farmer is having his own storage in form of bulk, he will have a benefit of selling it when the prices are high in the market, and also it will have no pressure on the procuring agency like Food Corporation of India to procure entire grain and put it under unscientific facility like cap storage. So farmer storing and providing bulk facilities is very important to us. You will be surprised that in Australia they are having big farms, of course, but most of the farmers are having their own bulk storage facilities. Some farmers I have seen even they are having facilities store even 10,000 metric ton of stocks at their farm level. There is a need for collaborative research by scientists, pesticide industry, to find more options in the category of protectants and fumigants to avoid development of tolerance to insecticides and have effective pest management in the grain storage. We should not forget that there is an absolute urgency and need to adopt modern, mechanized, scientific storage to have efficient handling of food grains, and minimize post-harvest losses to ensure food security for our nation. Thank you very much.